All right, guys, welcome back to another video. As you can tell by the title, we are going to be giving the Dolphins a midseason report card. Every position group, certain players in that position group. Before we get into it, don't forget, Sundays at 12 p.m. we go live here on YouTube, and 250 subscribers are doing a jersey giveaway. Now, I've had to re-record this video 2 times now because the first time I recorded it a couple days ago, now Jalen Phillips is no longer on the team, and the other time I recorded it, it was like 40 minutes long. So we're going to try to keep this one under 10 minutes because if you're anything like me, the attention span might not be there. So let's get into it. We're going to start off with Tua and the quarterback room, even though Quinn Ewers really hasn't played, Zach Wilson really hasn't played. But we're going to start out with Tua before you call me a homer because you see his jersey behind me. You guys know where I stand with Tua. He has a 67.9 completion percentage, 1,779 yards. He averages under 200 yards per game, 15 touchdowns, 11 interceptions, 18 sacks, and he's his lowest quarterback ranking of an 87.6. Now, you guys know what I've said about Tua. His mechanics are bad, his vision is bad, his footwork is bad, his passes are sailing. He's just lost his touch. I think he's done with the Dolphins. I think the Dolphins are done with him. Tua, you get a D. That's it. You're getting a D, and I don't even think I have to explain it that much to you. You guys watch the games. You guys know what I'm talking about. I can't give him an F. He hasn't been that bad. Now, if this said like 5 touchdowns and 15 interceptions, I would give him an F. But 15 touchdowns isn't terrible. 11 interceptions is bad. So he gets a D there. Let's go into the running backs. Now, running back. And I'll get into that because Ollie Gordon only has 40 carries compared to Devon Achane's 121. Mike McDaniel doesn't know how to utilize Ollie Gordon, and he's a rookie. So I'm not going to really grade a rookie plus behind the offensive line that they're running behind. So Devon Achane, you can do no wrong in my eyes. You are the best player on the team. You get an A+, 606 yards, averages 5 yards per carry. His longest rush was 49 yards, 3 touchdowns. And then we're going to just partner that up because he's also a receiving back. He has 43 receptions, 274 yards, and 4 touchdowns. So Devon Achane, you get an A+. That's what we're going to go with. Argue with the wall. He is the best player on the team. Going into the receiving room, this is a little interesting, right? Because if you look at the receiving room, you look at Tyreek Hill and you look at Darren Waller. Yes, he's a tight end, but he was really, really, really good as, kind of that Mike Gesicki type of guy, Jonnu Smith type of guy that we just needed. We really needed. But let's talk about the wide receivers here, or their lack of wide receivers. Let's talk about wide receiver Jalen Waddle, one of my favorite players on the team, one of my untouchable players on the Miami Dolphins. 41 receptions, 586 yards, averages 14.3 yards per reception, and 4 touchdowns. His longest is 46. So, is it incredible? Is it great? Is it, wow, this guy is wide receiver 1 in the league? No. But look who's throwing to him. Look at this offense. Look at this team. Jalen Waddle gets an A. I don't think you could give him anything less because the other receivers on the field now are Malik Washington, Nick Westbrook-Akine, Tanner Connor, D. Eskridge, Taj Washington, Cedric Wilson Jr. So if you're a defense, you're doubling Jalen Waddle, and you're going to let those guys try to beat you, and they can't beat any defense. So I'm giving Jalen Waddle an A because with what he's doing with what is throwing to him or who is throwing to him and the attention he gets from defenses, he's on track to go over 1,000 yards. He'll probably end up with double-digit touchdowns. I'm happy with Jalen Waddle, but we do need, and we can see, we do need to go get another receiver, have that dual threat again. Even if we got Darren Waller back, it would really, really, really help him because the only other weapon that we have on the team right now is Devon Achane, and you can't put him out wide every snap. So he gets an A. Now let's move into the tight end position. You guys heard me say I think Darren Waller is going to be like another OBJ or Will Fuller. I thought he was just going to come in, sit on IR all year, make a couple $1,000,000, and then just leave. I was completely wrong about that. I'll put my hand up for that one. I was wrong. Now he is on IR. 10 receptions on 12 targets, 117 yards, 4 touchdowns. Great. I don't know why we would go away from him. He's averaging 11.7 yards per reception with those 4 touchdowns. I don't know why we went away from him, but now I can't grade the tight end room with just him in it because He's no longer playing right now, so I have to grade it off of Tanner Connor and Julian Hill and Jolcic. So, let's talk about it. I was worried about Tanner Connor and Julian Hill. They have made me eat crow. They haven't been that bad. They really haven't. I'm not saying that they're great. I'm not saying that they're elite. I'm giving them a C, just a C. And I don't really think I have to explain much about it. They're not great. They're not bad. They're average. Now, if Darren Waller was in there, I'll tell you I'd give him a B+. But now let's talk about the offensive line. And the other player that was untouchable to me is Patrick Paul. He is playing really good, really, really, really good football. But unfortunately, sorry, Patrick, but you can't make me overlook the other guys on O-line. Aaron Brewer's playing good football too. Sorry, Aaron, but you can't make me overlook the other guys on the offensive line. Larry Borum, Cole Strange, and Jonah. The offensive line is going to get a D. They've been playing so bad. So bad. Patrick Paul, you're playing good. Aaron, you're playing good. Everyone else, you guys are just bad. Really, really, really bad. I don't really think I have to say that much about it. It's been a problem with the Dolphins for as long as I can remember, and it doesn't look like it's getting any better. So they're getting a D. Now let's move on to the defense. Initially going into the year, we thought that our secondary was going to be the problem. Secondary is not the problem. Let's start out with a linebacker room. Really just going to talk about our two starting linebackers, Jordan Brooks and Tyrell Dodson. Jordan Brooks leads the league in tackles. He has 15 tackles, 38 assists, 93 total, 2.5 sacks, and a fumble recovery. Tyrell Dodson, 41 tackles, 26 assists, 67 total tackles, 3 sacks, and 1 forced fumble and 1 fumble recovery. You guys are playing really good football, really, really good football. I would like to see KJ Britt and Willie Gay a little bit more, but I'm giving the linebacker room a B+. I am. They've been playing good football. There are sometimes I see missed gap assignments, other things like that. That's why I'm not giving them an A, but I'm giving them a B+. Now let's move into the safety position with Minkah Fitzpatrick back there and Schrader and, of course, Ashton Davis. Now, Minkah Fitzpatrick's been playing more than nickel because of all of the injuries that we have at corner. I'm going to give the safety position a C+. You haven't really seen that many big plays over the top. You saw Dante Trader Jr. have a nice pass breakup against the Falcons. They're not great. They're not bad. Again, they're average. So I'm giving them a C. Moving to the corner position, Rasul Douglas and Jack Jones. Now, we know our corners are absolutely cooked. So I'm just going to be talking about those guys. Rasul Douglas is having a very quiet, very, very quiet, but very good year. I think he's ranked 13th or 14th on PFF out of every corner in the NFL. They haven't played great. They haven't played bad. I'm giving them a C+ as well. Haven't really allowed that many passing yards on them. And, I can't knock them because they have no one to back them up. And the defensive line, which we're about to get into, is not helping them out at all. So I'm giving them a C+. Now let's get into the defensive line. This is why I had to re-record the video. Jalen Phillips is gone. So let's talk about Zach Sealer, Bradley Chubb, Kenneth Grant, Matthew Judon, and Chop Robinson. Now, with Jalen Phillips being a Philadelphia Eagle, we're going to see Chop Robinson. I'm so happy we're going to see more Chop Robinson. But I have to give him a D. I have to. The first 7 weeks, they were abysmal. Week 8, okay, you held Bijan, and you saw Zach Sealer starting to make some plays. You started to see those guys, get some pressure on the quarterback. You started to see Kenneth Grant. He was really bad the first few weeks. You're starting to see him get to where we would like him to go, but I still have to give them a D because those first 7 weeks were just atrocious. So we're going to see how long this video is now before I give you, look at that, we're going to be right under 10 minutes. So Miami Dolphins, mid-season report card, you guys are getting a D-. It's been very, very, very bad. Only reason why you're not getting an F is because you have 2 wins. That's it. That's the only reason. The Atlanta Falcons game saved you guys from an F. That's why you're at a D-. But I appreciate you guys so much for watching. And if any news comes out regarding trades or anything like that, I will be the first one to tell you. Well, Adam Schefter will probably be the first one to tell you. But I'll be right back on here to tell you. I appreciate you guys so much. and I will see you in the next one.